Alright, first I'll show you the main stretches I do that aren't yoga that I learned from pelvic floor therapists. It's like basic ones. You stretch or move your feet out as wide as you can, or you can play around with different widths, like if you do it like shoulder width and go down, or like as far out as you can possibly go and go down, or even just like halfway as far as you go and go down. Anytime you go down, and almost with any stretch, any stretch or whatever, you always want to focus on your back being straight, almost like if you do like deadlifts or whatever. When you deadlift, like you don't bend your back. Like when you do an effective pelvic stretch, you don't want to like do that. Or like if you're cheating in any way, just don't worry about how deep you go. That'll get better with time. The more you stretch, like the more flexible you'll get. Focus like on just like the width of your feet. Like I like to do it as far out as possible, because that's where I kind of feel my pain being stretched the most. And then I literally would just go down like this. And if you saw my back, like that's probably about as comfortable as it gets for me. Like I'm not gonna even try to touch the floor or nothing. I'll just do this. And if I had something to like hold on to, maybe that can help me hold it longer comfortably. But there's almost 3 variations. There's always like the middle position. And then with this, again, you always focus on keeping your back and shoulders like, I guess, perpendicular or whatever. And then when you go to the right, I guess, like you'll just be like, and then you don't have to like keep your arm up. I just do that to like make sure that my posture is good. And then same with, and then I kind of go back and then I go this way. But like each one of these, you can literally hold, I try to hold it for like 30 deep breaths or like 5 minutes or something. But when I say like a deep breath, like you'll see, like my stomach looks weird, but you'll see like breathing normally. But then when you stretch and you go, like you want to, I don't know how to describe it, but you want to breathe with your belly. Okay, so that's the first one. That's like the only standing stretch I do. I'll mess around with like different stretches like this, but I don't even know if they're like official or nothing. Just to, like work the area, like up against a like a counter or something. My favorite stretch there, and I'm like super flexible, is like you're probably not as flexible as me, but you take your feet. You can also do this stretch too. That's basic though. That's like what you learn in high school. You take your feet and then you bring them together like this, and then you just push them flat on the ground, so your knees are flat on the ground, and you bring in your feet as close to your balls as possible. For me, I can literally do it the entire, almost to my nuts, and then like the other stretch, you keep your back straight, and then you just go down. Like it's probably, I'll just keep going down until I just balance myself with my stretch. And then when you go right, it's like the same, but you can go, like you wanna basically try to put this shoulder on your left shoulder on your right knee while keeping your back straight. Like you should feel it always in your crotch or your hip abductor, whatever it's called. And then again, every stretch, even if you gotta like force yourself, like me, I don't find it comfortable to focus on the breathing, so I'll do like 30 or 15 to 30 deep breaths, like where I do diaphragm breathing, and then I'll just like hold the stretch, like watch a YouTube video or something. But I don't always like focus on the breathing. I just like have ADHD or something, I don't know. So that's another good pelvic stretch I learned from a really good professional physical therapist. And then, like I said, the happy baby, this is actually a pelvic stretch. And you want to grab your freaking heels and go as deep as possible. There's only one, there's never like right or left to that one. And honestly, like as far as like the best pelvic, or no, the last one. Okay, it's kind of like, I'll show you what a yoga, so like this is like the starting position of yoga, is like you basically just like put your feet on the ground with your feet, like not like that, but like this, like so it's flat on the ground. And then you sit on your heels, and then you can put your feet inward. And then you just like lower yourself. You kind of play around with the posturing. But you should actually feel this too in your pelvic area. Like I actually feel it open up, like where I feel tightness in my crotch. And you can like be like in this position all day if you wanted, and it's probably gonna help increase blood flow into that area. But the actual pelvic stretch, it's not like this, and yoga doesn't really have it, that I've at least seen in their poses. But like there is a yoga pose I sent you like this, but the pelvic version is a little bit different. And the way that I do it, it's kind of like, it's a cross between the two positions where you just kind of like arch your back and put your butt up, and you should like feel it like right underneath your butthole, I guess. And then and then you go like that. And then if you go left or right, you basically want to stop. You want to be like flat, like that. I don't know if it makes sense. And then same way, like you can basically put like the opposite elbow on the ground, and then that way. But then you can also do it like that, where you kind of sit back more. Like basically you want to play around with like how deep you go forward and backward, but you always want to like focus on keeping your back straight or like arched inward, I guess. And then like the warrior pose, like I showed you, like if you see it on the picture, it's different. Like you want to make this position as comfortable as possible. And really these feet, like the front and the back foot, should be like almost level with each other, like a straight line lining up. And then you always keep the back foot like straight. The back foot should not have a bending knee. But then this leg, you can like use your arm. Like you don't have to do like with the yoga people, they'll be like, I just try to find how it stretches the best. But then with this, I notice like I'm kind of slouched right now, even though I have my back straight. The more you straighten your back and like go into the sky, stop. Go into the sky, like the better. I mean, it just stretches the area differently. And like in yoga, like they're not trying to like focus too, like a lot of yoga stretches are going to be in your pelvic area, so it's going to be good. But like you don't got to get too hung up on all the ways that they're trying to tell you how to do the stretch. Like the key focus is like for any stretch is you probably can't overdo it, but I don't typically do a stretch more than 5 minutes at a time. And I try to do at least like 30 of those diaphragm breaths with each pose or whatever or stretch that I do. And then like I have my go-to ones that I'll do for much longer, like I won't do like the happy baby for like 30 minutes or something. That's a pretty intense stretch. Or even like these, I'll kind of like do the lightened version. Like even just me standing like this, I can feel it on my right prostate opening up. But anyway, that's all I got.